Alright guys, we're down the Gold Coast at Donnelly's Engineering. Today we're going to put this motor back together and Corey's going to run you guys through what we're actually about to do to it.
Okay, so we are about to put ARP main studs. We have a standard crank with a set of Marley bearings. We've put a new set of cam bearings in it. We've honed the block to go 5 thou oversized for a set of forged pistons. We have reconditioned the heads with a set of dual row springs and gave them a mild port and polish. Surfaced the block on both faces, so we've got 2 nice faces between the head and the block to bolt all back together. We've got a set of ARP head studs and a aftermarket camshaft with a set of new upgraded lifters, upgraded push rods, a high volume oil pump and a set of HP and con rods.
And as you guys know, that last episode I actually spoke about that a lifter actually did drop into this. What was the damages like with lifter bores, etc.?
The lifter bores were actually half okay. That lifter was obviously well and truly damaged, but I think we saved it by shutting it down very quickly.
Thank God for that. So hopefully we'll get to that today. We'll put this motor back together and see what power it can actually run. Alright, so the boys went ahead and just chucked the crank in. I'll give you guys a look now and Corey will explain to you roughly of what we're actually just done when putting the crank in. So what have you guys just done at the moment now, man?
Alright, so we've fit the crank, we've torqued all the bolts down, all to ARP specifications. We got about 2 thou clearance on all our main bearings. We got about 2 to 3 thou end float on the crank, and the crank spins freely and it's all in there nicely lubed up, ready to go.
Awesome, so I'll give you guys a quick look at that. What the boys are doing is actually testing the clearances for the actual rods and the caps. So I'll just show you guys what we're doing at the moment. So give us a run through why you guys do this and why you guys check that.
So the idea of this is because you could put the thing together and someone could have supplied you the wrong size bearing. Even though we measure the crank and we measure all the tunnels, if the wrong bearing was fitted, you could have the wrong clearance, which could lead to oil pressure issues, cranks locking up, and all sorts of nasty things.
Awesome.
It's peace of mind in the end of
pistons, rods, and done all the measurements in the
Okay, so we've fit the crank, we've done the main clearances, we've tensioned the mains, we've fit the rings to the pistons to the rods, we've fit the rods and pistons to the block, and we've tensioned them all to the crank. We tested all the clearances for the mains, the big ends, sorry, and we have tensioned them all to specification. We have 1 power clearance on the big end bearings, and we've timed the camshaft to the crank, and we wound it all over, and it all winds over nice and freely.
Awesome, so now we'll go ahead and flip the motor back around and start getting up to the top section of the motor. Alright, so now we're up to putting the head on. So far we already have done the head studs, done the head gaskets. All the bottom end is now complete. I've done the oil pump, timing chain. I've also primed the pump, put the pickup on. Now it's just ready to put the head on. Alright, now before we chuck these heads on the actual motor, I thought we'd just quickly run through what's actually been done to the heads this time, because a fair amount of work has gone into these. I'll quickly give you guys a look. So what has been done to these heads as such, man?
So we've stripped them down, we've sandblasted them, we've reground the valves, reseated the valves with a 45° by 1mm 3-angle seat. We've given the ports all a nice mild port polish to take off any high spots, make it flow a little bit nicer. Fit a set of aftermarket valve stem sears, Viton, and we've fit a set of dual row springs on it.
Awesome, man. Alright guys, that wraps up for another episode. Hope you guys really liked watching us put this motor together. Really happy with the boys down at Darling Engineering. They went above and beyond, used the best parts on this build. Very keen to see what it makes on the dyno.
Can't wait to see it, Michael.
Awesome. Cheers guys.